So how do you know if a networking event, let me say that again, how do you know if a networking event or a networking organization is the right fit for you and your business? If you are pondering that question, stick around. Today's tip of the day video is for you. Hey guys, it's Erica Castner, and I'm a business and breakthrough coach that's dedicated to helping you master the art of productivity and partnerships. And today, I want to keep it very frank, very real with some of you that might be looking at ways that you can get in front of your ideal clients. I'm actually talking about that on a deeper level next Thursday, and I'll get into that in a minute. But if you are utilizing any type of networking strategy, meaning you're going to either it's an online social networking situation or it's an offline social situation, there's a mix of, you could certainly do a mix of both, right? But today I really want to talk about it in the context of what you're doing offline. I do realize you are watching this online, but I just want to think about these tips today as it relates to what you may be doing in real life, in person, okay? I have some notes here. That's why I keep looking down. I want to make sure I'm being respectful of everybody's time today. It is a holiday weekend after all. So number one, the thing that you should be asking yourself if you're determining whether or not this networking event or organization is going to be a good fit for you and your business, number one question to be thinking about is, does the organization or the event attract the people who are likely to refer you business? Now, if you don't know that answer to that question, in fact, if you don't know like how to determine that, I talk about that in other live streams. Go back even this week because I just shed some light on how to determine who might already be talking to your clients, meaning who might be referring you business or who is more likely to refer you business, okay? Is the organization or the event attracting those people to their event? If they're not, it's probably something, or if they don't know, if they're like really loosey-goosey about it, if they're general about it, if the event organizers don't have a grip on who is coming to that event, you probably want to stay clear of it, okay? Number two, as it relates to identifying whether or not an event or an organization is going to be the right fit for you and your business. This one, I do not mean to be snarky on, but it's probably going to sound a little snarky. Again, I'm just keeping it real with y'all, okay? Is the event free or is it paid? And I'm not talking about like a $10 pay, okay? Because in the greater scheme of things, if you're paying $10 for something, you might as well be paying for free, okay? Because $10 is not a deterrent for keeping I'm just going to keep this real, keeping the riffraff out, okay? So let's talk about riffraff for a second. So what I mean, and I mean this in the most respectful way, but you as a business owner, okay? You as a business owner and anybody, I don't care if you're any part of a company, like whatever you might do in terms of the company role, right? I've got this weird thing going on with my hair today. There's this element where we all have a finite amount of time, okay? But the difference between a sales professional going out there and pounding the pavement to turn over, new opportunities for prospecting and things like that, it's a lot different than a business owner going out there and doing the same thing, right? And all of a sudden, is my screen getting dark? It must be because the sun is doing some weird stuff out there and maybe there's a cloud over it. But the biggest thing is you as a business owner, if you're watching this today and you are a business owner or you're in a C-level management position, so meaning that you've got a lot of other things on your plate other than just the sales role, but maybe you do have to still go out there and position yourself as the leader or as the face of your organization. The last thing you want to do is waste your flipping time going into a room full of people that are not decision makers, who don't have any idea with what you're going through as a business owner, okay? It is safe to say that if you are going to show up at an event, any type of event, you want to make sure that your peer level and above are there. I'll say that again. If you're going to go to an event, you want to make sure at least your peer level and above are there. meaning that you could be the C-level manager. You better hope and pray that there's going to be other C-level managers in that room and people right above that position, okay? The business owner, the CEO, the grand poobah, like whatever, okay? You do not want to go to a networking event with people that are in a sales role, an account manager role, if you are at that level, okay? Now, if you're at an account manager level, totally okay, right? Because again, you're going to go to an event where it has your peers, so other account managers, other producers, other things like that, and the click above that, okay? You're not going to go to an event where you're going to have like people that are like, and I don't want to make this sound like it's like I'm saying that the levels are there's a good or bad one. I don't want to say it like that. But it's not just about getting the referrals. It's sometimes about aligning yourself with people that are going to challenge you to be thinking about things outside of the box, to think about how you handle certain things, okay? So it's really just allowing yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to be more intentional about walking into a room full of people. I'm going to know that at the very least, that these people are going to be at my skill set. They're going to be at least at, if I'm a C-level manager, the room is going to be mostly C-level managers and business owners, okay? Because the business owner, if you think about it, is like the ultimate decision maker probably of the company. Maybe not in some cases. I mean, I'm not going to get into like splitting hairs here. So again, sounds a little snarky, sounds a little harsh, but I'm just keeping it totally real. Don't waste your time with going to events that are not going to at least have your peer or the next level up at that event, okay? Let's see here. The next tip I have on my list here, oh, this is really good. Okay, so you will hear, especially when there's like these, it just happened not too long ago where like in my area, I live in the Southwest Florida market. So in my area, it seems like there are a ton of events that are strictly like, it's a mega networking event. And, they're boasting that they're going to have 300 people there. And, there's all these bells and whistles. There's prizes, there's free drinks, there's free food, la, 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 right? Okay. Keeping it real again, you as a business owner, you probably want to stay the heck away from those events, okay? Now, it might be a good thing for you to go to just to make face, just to show up. And chances are you're going to perhaps, especially if there's 300 people there, let's say, you may run into people that you could actually want to continue to have the conversation with. Generally, in my experience, and this is based on my experience alone, this is not scientific information by any stretch of the imagination, okay? Based on my experience, that type of networking event is a good way for you to, just go out there, shake hands, kiss babies, build brand awareness on some level, but it's not getting down to the brass tacks. Now, I don't think any networking event should ever be about crushing the deal right there, bringing the contract and the agreement and signing over a cocktail, right? Like that's not the place to be doing that. But the likelihood of you wanting to continue the conversation with people on a significant level, again, it kind of goes back to my point, deciding whether or not you're going into that room full of people that are at your level or above, okay? So if that event is attracting 300 people and they all happen to be C-level managers, knock yourself out, okay? But if there's no specific rhyme or reason to who's going to be there, it's a free-for-all, anybody can be there, we're just trying to jam-pack the room, it's probably not a good idea for you to go because it's just too much of a smorgasbord. And tuning out the noise and getting down to like understanding if that person that you meet there is going to be somebody that you want to continue to have the conversation to understand if they're going to be a good referral partner, going to be a good potential client, all of those things you've got to consider, okay? So any event that's got like that, I call it the hit it and quit it mentality, okay? Where they're just trying to cram as many people into the room. It's a free-for-all. There's no real target. There's no real effort into attracting specific industries. It's just like, hey, we're welcoming everybody into our pool of awesomeness, okay? So you just want to be mindful of that. Let's see here. The other thing I want to challenge you to think about, and this is kind of a hello, thank you so much. Hey, Kimberly, how are you, love? Good to see you. It's been a long time since I've actually seen you in person, my friend. So thank you for coming on here today. So the other tip I want to bring up today is, can you try the event or the organization on for size? So if there is generally, and this is a perfect case and example. So one time I went to, this is early on in my business. One time I went to, it was like I would say it was like a mastermind / lead resource group. Okay. That's what we'll just call it for the sake of simplicity here. And the very first time I went, so the whole shtick was like, you could go 2 times as a guest, and then after that second time, you had to make a decision on whether or not you were going to join the organization. And it wasn't a free organization. I mean, it was a pretty premium investment. And so that was fair, right? You know, because you want to be respectful of the energy of the room. You want to be respectful of, you know, your time as well. So the very first time I showed up, it was like I had 82 puppies and I was like, you know, like I had a rainbow cape. I mean, everybody welcomed me like I was like this amazing unicorn. It was awesome. I basically got the red carpet rolled out. It was fantastic. Okay. So everybody was super nice. Oh my gosh, you're going to fit in great here. It's going to be amazing to have you here. La, 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 the whole 9 yards. Right. So the next time they met, the very next time that they met, I think it was like, it wasn't like a weekly thing, but it wasn't like a month. It was like every other week kind of a thing. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. So I'm like, cool. You know, I leave there. I'm feeling like, gosh, I should just probably go ahead and fill out my application right now. I'm going to tell you right now to hold the phone on that, because the second time I go back, okay, same people, same organization, same time of day, okay, I don't know what happened, but it was like the difference between night and day. Everybody was beeping and I don't want to say a naughty word, and complaining, fill in the blank, okay? So basically, you know, complaining and being so like just down and out about everything going on. It was like a totally different experience. I mean, the very first time I go there, everybody was uplifting, inspiring, like giving me kudos, like, let's do this. Second time around, it was like, is this what this really is all about? I don't like want to spend any time in an energy of a room of it. Sorry, let me say that again. I don't want to spend any time in a room full of people that are going to zap my energy, okay? So it is important and imperative for you, if you're going to think about a networking organization or an event, that you go, especially if there's and again, we talked about this earlier, if it's free, you probably want to check it aside. If it's a paid event, you know, you're making a cost investment, but there's also a time investment in there too. So you want to make sure that, in fact, you are going to be making that investment wisely. So go back to the organization twice and be sure to ask questions, okay? Ask questions of the members. Are the members truly happy? Are they seeing value? Are they able to, you know, showcase themselves in a more spotlighted way, you know? Like, so is the organization going to give you as a member an opportunity to maybe have the spotlight, if you will, or like a speaking opportunity or a blog, you know, something that's going to elevate your brand away from the membership at large, okay? So again, let's recap, because I know I talked about all the things that we probably want to consider when we're thinking about a networking event or organization being a good fit. Number 1, is it attracting the people that are likely to refer you business? Number 2, does it have a free model, or is there a pay to play kind of a thing? And like I said, $10 does not count as a fee, okay? It's got to be a significant amount, and that's probably, it's not, you know, like I've seen something that was like $10,000 for an annual investment, and I thought it was not even worth the paper that contract was written on. So just because it has like a heavy monetary attachment to it in terms of an investment doesn't necessarily mean it's quality, but the likelihood is that it's probably going to be more quality than it would be for free. Does it focus on the hit it or quit it mentality? Meaning, is it just inviting everybody and their mama to this event with no rhyme or reason? And can you try it on for size? Can you actually go a couple of times to check it out, understand the vibe, interview some of the members, and don't be creepy about this, right? Just be, very like, hey, you know what? This is something that I value my time. I value the marketing dollars that I'm spending towards getting my business out there, and I want to get some feedback. So that's totally okay. Ask those questions, okay? And try not to ask those questions of the event organizers, because I used to be an event organizer with the Chamber of Commerce, and I thought we had a pretty good organization. But if I say that's good, and I'm the salesperson, right? So make sure you're getting that feedback from other members. So let's do this. Now that I'm done talking with my points, I obviously would love to hear your feedback. What was your most impactful takeaway today? Leave your comments in the comment section over here off to the side as I'm looking at the screen. And then I want to do this really quick because let me see if I can copy and paste as I'm talking. All right, let's see here. Okay, so what's super cool is I actually put together a little training. It's actually I'm going to be doing it live on April 5th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Did I get that right? Yes, okay. April 5th, which today, if you're watching this, it's March 30th, but on April 5th, so in less than a week, we are going to be doing a training. It's called Get in Front of Your Ideal Clients Faster. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing a lot of information in that short amount of time that we're together, but let me give you some of the highlights. Again, I wrote this down. So number one, we're going to go into that deep. I know I kind of talked about it in the very beginning, but if you haven't figured out already who is talking to your ideal clients, okay? Most of you already know who your target market is, who your clients are, the people you want to work with. What I'm talking about is I'm going to be sharing with you how to determine who is already talking to those people, okay? It's a little strategy. I'm not going to go into it right now. We'll go into it on Thursday, April 5th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 11 a.m. Pacific time for you all, okay? And then not only identifying who's talking to them, but where to find those people, okay? It's going to be very important for you to know as a business owner or somebody who is making a significant decision on attracting the clients to your organization, understanding who is already talking to your clients and where to find those people so we can start building rapport with them, okay? Number two, I'm going to talk about how to get you past the gatekeeper, okay? We're going to be talking, I got a cool strategy on how we're going to get you past the gatekeeper. So if you are in a situation where it's like, I can't seem to get the person that I really need to talk to return my messages, return my phone calls, I'm going to share with you how to dodge that bullet, okay? And then we're also going to, let's see here, I'm also going to share some ideas on how you can stay top of mind with the people that are actually going to refer you business. So nothing is more frustrating than going to a networking event, going to doing any type of activity that's going to get you in front of more people that would potentially refer you business, and then that person falling off your radar. Wouldn't you agree? It's frustrating, right? It's much easier to meet that person and keep them engaged and looped into what you're doing so that, when the time is right to either ask for the sale or ask for the referral, you've already built some relationship equity with that person. So I'm going to teach you some things on, not everything, but I am going to teach you some things on how to leverage your efforts there. So that's April 5th. I've got the link to where you can go sign up for that session. It's absolutely free. Okay, I'd be blocking out about 90 minutes on your calendar. We'll probably get through it in less than that, but I do want to open up my time frame to make sure that if we have questions coming in for the training, that it is available, that time frame is available for me to answer those questions, because I know once I get through my points, there's going to be some Q&A, and so it's always fun to get that. I want to make sure that we have enough time to get through all of that, okay? So you guys have been phenomenal. Happy holiday weekend. Whether you're celebrating Easter or Passover, I wish you a wonderful holiday weekend with your friends and family, and we'll catch you next week. Until next time, take care.